Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. Say hi to some history with our High Story series. This is our first episode in the High Story series, and I have decided to take up a topic that has been making headlines recently. Let's travel back and find out the history of the symbol of justice, its relevance in Indian history, and its journey to the new parliament. The British took 100 years to conquer India and then rule India approximately for the next 100 years, and it was finally their time to leave the country. As the dawn of independence neared, then Viceroy Louis Mountbatten asked Jawaharlal Nehru how he wished to signify Britain's transfer of power to India. Nehru turned to C. Rajagopalachari, a statesman, politician, a lawyer, and very highly learned person who knew traditional values and ethos of India. Rajaji advised that the historic Indic civilizational tradition in southern kingdoms, where the high priest of the state hands over the ceremonial Sengol to the new king, signifying transfer of power, could be followed. Rajaji's suggestion that the power transfer could be denoted by the British Viceroy handing over the sceptre to the incoming Prime Minister was welcomed and agreed upon. I just said a word, Sengol. What is a Sengol? Let's look into the details of Sengol, the meaning, the look of it, and the history behind this tradition. Yes, this sceptre has a history. The Sengol is called as sceptre in English and Dharmadanda in Sanskrit. The word Sengol is a combination of the Tamil word Semmai, which means righteousness or prosperity, and Kol meaning rod. Sengol is a gold-plated sceptre about 5 feet in length and 2-inch thick with a core made of silver. Total 800 grams of gold were used to make the Sengol. It is decorated with intricate designs and has Nandi carved on the top. Nandi is a sacred animal in Hinduism and the mount of the god Shiva. It is seen as a symbol of Dharma, which is personified as a bull in the Puranas. The handing over of a sceptre to denote the transfer of power has been in practice for nearly 2000 years since the Sangam age. From the 9th to the 13th century CE, the Cholas reigned over portions of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Odisha, and Sri Lanka. They were well known for their temple construction, marine trade, administrative effectiveness, and military might. The Sengol sceptre was traditionally passed from one Chola king to another as a symbol of legitimacy and succession during their coronation. A high priest or guru would typically conduct the event, blessing the new monarch and bestowing upon him the Sengol title. Shaiva Adinam were a living tradition of administering the Sengol ceremony to Cholas. The Sengol is a symbol of very high statecraft and said it was given by Rajaguru to the king so that he knows that the reign is not his but of Dharma. Rajaji rediscovered this concept of the sceptre that was employed in Tamil tradition after doing some research, and that it might be utilized to commemorate India's independence from the British Raj. Rajaji was also swift to approach the Tiruvavaduturai Adinam in the old Tanjavur district, one of the oldest Shaivite mutts in India, established in the 14th century, to arrange for a sceptre. Vimudi Bangaru was given the task by the Mutt's spiritual leader at the time, and with his assistance, the sceptre's design and acquisition were completed. The Sengol was first handed over to Louis Mountbatten, then taken back from him, given Ganga Jal Abhishekam to purify it of all the blemishes of the colonial regime. With the Oduvar, the deputy high priest of the Mutt, reciting hymns of Kollaru Padigam from the Tiviram composed by Shaiva Saint Thirugnana Sambandar, and Nagaswaram music by T.N. Rajaratnam Pillai, the sceptre was handed over to Nehru by Sri Kumaraswamy Thambiran, the high priest, at Nehru's residence on August 14, 1947. Nehru kept the Sengol at his home in Delhi for a while after receiving it in 1947. Then he made the choice to give it to his ancestral home, Anand Bhavan Museum in Allahabad, now Prayagraj. His father Motilal Nehru founded the museum in 1930 to preserve the background and legacies of the Indian independence movement. For more than 7 decades, the Sengol sceptre was housed at the Anand Bhavan Museum. The events were triggered by an article in Duklak, a Tamil magazine, on May 5, 2021 by S. Gurumurthy that said that the Sengol was a symbol of independence given to India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, by a Tamil pontiff. Within a few days, renowned classical dancer Dr. Padma Subramaniam sent the English translation version of the article to the Prime Minister's office. She pleaded that a profound, sacred and historic ceremony of Sengol vesting had been kept out of public knowledge and history, and that the Modi government must make this public. This prompted the PMO and the Cultural Ministry to dig up old records and media reports to establish the significance of the Sengol. Officials culled details from newspapers, books by respected authors, and pored over the information available online about the presentation of the Sengol to Nehru at his residence. A key discovery was an article in Time magazine dated August 25, 1947, which carried a detailed report of the Sengol ritual in its foreign news section. The government made the decision to resurrect this historic occasion and place the Sengol sceptre in the new Parliament building in 2021-2022 when the Central Vista reconstruction project was underway. The timeless treasure trove of wisdom, the Tirukural, has an entire chapter, The Right Sceptre, comprising 10 couplets. Couplet 546 says, "Not lance gives kings the victory, but sceptre swayed with equity." Ahead of its installation in the new Parliament building, the Sengol was handed over to PM Modi by nearly 30 pontiffs from different Adinams in Tamil Nadu. It is indeed fitting that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has installed this sacred sceptre in its rightful place behind the Speaker's chair in the Lok Sabha. From this position in the temple of democracy, this Sengol will eternally symbolize the rule of Dharma, the civilizational core by which the great Indian nation is governed. Thank you.